the real story behind Roland Doe's exorcism. In 1973, The Exorcist captivated and terrified the world, a film so unsettling that audiences were reportedly fainting in the aisles. But the deepest horror wasn't on the screen. It was the fact that the story was inspired by a real, documented case. This is the story of a 13-year-old boy, known by pseudonyms like Roland Doe and Robbie Mannheim, and the month-long battle priests waged to save him from an evil that defied scientific explanation. The story begins in 1949, not in Georgetown, but in a quiet suburb of Cottage City, Maryland. The boy at its center, whose real name was later confirmed as Ronald Hunkeler, was a quiet, only child. He was especially close to his Aunt Harriet, a spiritualist who introduced him to the Ouija board. It was a seemingly innocent curiosity, but after his aunt's death, that curiosity appeared to open a door to something much darker. It began with sounds you could almost ignore, a dripping noise with no discernible source. Then, a persistent scratching, like claws dragging beneath the floorboards, that echoed through the house when the boy was near. Soon, the subtle noises gave way to violent physical events. The family reported heavy furniture sliding across the floor on its own. Roland's bed would shake violently, lifting from its frame before crashing back down. Flying objects became a terrifying norm, even when Roland was sitting perfectly still. His once skeptical family could no longer deny that something was horribly wrong. The phenomena reportedly followed him to school, where his desk was seen sliding across the floor. But the torment became deeply personal when red, angry welts began to appear on the boy's skin, sometimes forming words. While some reports mentioned the word hell, another word was documented with chilling clarity: Louis. The family took it as a dark instruction to seek help in St. Louis, where they had relatives. Before the trip, the family searched desperately for a rational explanation. They took Roland to doctors and psychiatrists, who found nothing physically or psychologically wrong with him. In their desperation, they turned to their Lutheran minister, Reverend Schulze, who agreed to let the boy stay overnight for observation. He witnessed the bed shaking uncontrollably and an armchair tipping over on its own. Realizing he was facing something beyond his understanding, he gave the family grave advice: "You have to see a Catholic priest." The family first sought help from Father Edward Hughes in Maryland. He attempted an exorcism at Georgetown University Hospital, but the ritual ended in violence. According to accounts, Roland broke free from his restraints, tore a piece of a bedspring from the mattress, and slashed the priest's arm, an injury that reportedly required over 100 stitches. The attempt failed, and the family knew their only remaining hope lay in St. Louis. If this story is leaving a chill down your spine, take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss our next investigation into the unexplained. In St. Louis, the family was connected with a team of Jesuit priests, including Father William Bodern and Father Raymond Bishop. It was Father Bishop who kept a meticulous, day-by-day diary of the events, a document that remains the primary source for this harrowing case. For weeks, the priests performed the rite of exorcism. The battle was a grueling siege. Dozens of witnesses, including at least 9 Jesuit priests, reported that Roland would fall into violent trances. He would speak in a guttural, menacing voice that was not his own, taunting the priests with their deepest sins. He displayed a profound and violent aversion to anything sacred: crucifixes, holy water, and relics. During one session, his strength was so unnatural that he broke the nose of an assisting priest, Father Walter Halloran. The exorcism reached its devastating climax on Easter Monday. As Father Bodern commanded the entity to reveal its name and depart, the room fell into chaos. Suddenly, the boy's body went into a violent seizure, then relaxed. He opened his eyes and spoke in his own voice. "He's gone." He later told the priests he had seen a vision of Saint Michael the Archangel, holding a flaming sword and driving a demonic figure into a fiery pit. From that moment forward, all paranormal activity ceased. The boy, Ronald Hunkeler, went on to live a completely ordinary private life. He graduated, married, had children, and worked for nearly 40 years as a successful NASA engineer, contributing to the Apollo moon missions. He reportedly had no memory of the terrifying weeks he spent in the grip of that unknown force. So what truly happened in that house in 1949? Was Roland Doe the victim of a genuine demonic possession, an event documented by nearly 50 eyewitnesses? Or was he a deeply troubled boy, perpetrating an elaborate hoax, as some skeptics have suggested? Even some of the priests involved later expressed doubts about a purely supernatural explanation. We may never have a definitive answer. But what remains is the undeniable documented story of a boy from Maryland. A story that became the foundation for The Exorcist, the film that has haunted our collective nightmares for generations. What do you believe happened? Let us know your theories in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into the true stories behind the world's greatest mysteries, make sure to like this video and subscribe.